choosing the sound. So now we're moving on to keys, and we're going to do a pad here. Now, a pad refers to some kind of held out long notes that help establish the harmony and fill out the arrangement, but don't usually have a lot of moving parts, although they could sometimes have some gentle ebb and flow to them. That's not a problem. And FL Studio has a ton of great key sounds, a lot of synthesizers and emulators and whatnot. So let's start by adding just one of them and seeing exactly what comes up. And the one I want to add are the fruity, the fruity keys right there, FL Studio keys. So this has a piano, has a Rhodes, and it has a roto organ. Rhodes. And that's the organ. I'm going to start with the Rhodes because I like how that sounds. Now we have some controls here. Most of them are self-explanatory. However, not all of them are. Panning talks about the different issues here with the imaging of the instrument. We have some basic kind of equalization settings for the high-low frequencies. We have an overdrive. We have some velocity control. It tells about how hard you hit a key, how loud it'll actually sound. On this you can actually turn it down so there's less of a dynamic range. We can tune it differently. We can also hide or show the keys. We can leave them on. Now the harmony for our small song so far starts on C, goes down to F, which is the 4 chord or the subdominant, goes to the 5 chord, and then to the 1 chord. Now if you know what I'm talking about here, then you're ahead of the curve. If not, you're going to need to find some resources online to help with some music theory. Music theory is kind of outside the scope of this, but it's one of the most basic progressions, with the key of the song being C, and then going up to the F and the G, which are very much related to the 1 chord. Okay, so let's play this and see what we come up with. Right now I'm going to play. I'm not even going to record yet. Okay, so what I'm really doing here is just finding out which voicings are going to work. Now, voicing refers to which keys I play. Because if we have a chord, like a C chord, I don't necessarily always have to play it like that. I can do an inversion so that I have E at the bottom, or even with a G in the bottom. Those are all the same chord, they're just voiced in different ways. And one thing that's going to be useful here is looking at the bass movement and see how it goes C down to an F. Well, I'm probably going to follow that a little bit, but the minute this F goes up to the G, instead of going F straight up to G, I'm going to probably go something along the lines of F down to G, so I have contrary motion to the bass part. That oftentimes provides a more fluid transition so that you don't always just have everything going in the same direction. The bass goes up, the harmony goes up, all that stuff. So the voicing allows me to make it so the C chord goes down to the F instead of going up like this. I'm actually going to go F down to the G, and then we could go all the way back down to a lower C. So I've got contrary motion there to the bass part, and that's going to do a lot of interesting stuff for us. So let's record this part now. Let's also make sure that I have this assigned to a channel track, which I don't yet, so we'll need to do that. And let's go ahead and name that channel now that we're into naming things a little bit more clearly. We'll call this the roads. Okay, so now we're at a point where we've got that first part recorded in. Let's go on to the next clip here, talk about some quantization.